Hi, this is Eric Johnson. It's day 4. Yesterday I had the slightly ridiculous situation of getting lost. You know, when you go down to Vermillion Creek, you have no cell. And it's not really an overly complicated roadscape, if you will, when you get down there. You don't have that many roads to deal with. But I still managed to get lost. It was really stupid. I mean, I was kind of shocked when I realized it was all because I was on my way to 169, and then I went off on this tangent about Route 170. It was because someone had said, I think it was in a blog, that somehow the number 170 was being kicked around the blog sphere of the treasure hunters, the Fensters. And does anyone ever call them Fensters? It's an easy way for me to refer to people that are into Forrest Fenn. But anyway, the Fensters were kicking around 170, but they weren't quite sure what it related to. Perhaps in the context of the clue and aberration at the edges. I'm not sure. But anyway, since the bulk of this journey, this trip, Vermillion, home of Brown, Vermillion Creek Medicine Wheel trip, is on Route 169, which is off Route 10 and 318. Well, it occurred to me, heck, I'm not that far from Route 170. So if you watch the video from yesterday before I got lost, the last thing I really did was I said, here we go, I'm going to go look for Route 170, which I did. Now, of course, all this time I'm off the cell phone, so I can't refer back to my map, but really there was no excuse for me getting lost. I realize that, I guess. Today I had the smarts to go down to the hotel printer and just print up a map that I got off Google of the immediate area around where I am, so I can at least refer to that, but still it's kind of surprising. But if you remember, well, of course, if you're viewing this with videos, you don't have to remember like I do. But so yesterday I went to Route 170, and it was really strange because it was a blocked road. It's a county road. It says right on it, Route 170. Just like up a ways, I'm on Route 169. On the map, it does not show it as restricted land. And yet, the minute you try to get on Route 170, you are basically told you're trespassing if you go any further into Bull Canyon. So, at that point, I was flummoxed as to, well, I wasn't going to pursue 170 any further. So much for my worrying about 170. It was interesting to find Vermillion Falls. I had really had no desire to find Vermillion Falls, even though I had seen it numerous times on the map and I had ascribed it to being where the high waters are. I know other people that have talked about the Vermillion Creek tangent have referred to the falls being the high water in the poem. So I was able to, video that, which was cool. And then, of course, trying to get back to 169, I get lost. So that was dumb. Anyway, here we are the next day, last day of the treasure hunt. As I had said on my first and last treasure hunt in Denver, you always feel deflated if you haven't found it by your last day. I seem to always give myself 4 days to hunt, and if you're on your 4th day and you haven't found it, you're kind of deflated a bit. Now, something I was going to do yesterday and I am going to do today is look at the petroglyphs. Other people have done it. It's not a new idea. Apparently there's a cave down there. Other people have looked in it. Not a new idea. It was actually, I didn't even think of going in the cave, but I was just going over some of the information about Vermillion Creek near the Petroglyphs and the medicine wheel, and they referred to this cave again. So, you really feel like you're in a Hollywood movie, something the old westerns when you're out here. So anyway, I'm probably about 50 minutes north of our destination. I just met a lady named Maggie. Hi, Maggie. And she was at a gas station, and she came up. She was interested in my rental car, which is a Nissan Juke. And it's kind of a small SUV-ish type of car that the girl at she was trying to upgrade me like all the rental people do. They want to, we could get you a better car for a few more dollars. But she very smartly, when she asked me what I was doing, and I told her, she she probably had a better idea of what I was doing than I am, because she immediately said, well, I think you need to, of course, this was funny. She tried to put me in a Lincoln Navigator. And then when I'm like, oh, and then she goes, I'll be another 1,000. 1,000? No. So we settled on a Nissan Juke for an additional $155. And I'm very happy I agreed to that, because this kind of semi-SUV has been a good car to go into these off-roads on. So anyway, I just met this lady, Maggie, and she was interested in the Juke. She liked the look of it because the front of it, or she said it looks kind of like a frog. It's cute. If you look at the front, you can see the headlights. It does look kind of like a frog. So Maggie and I got to talking about the treasure hunt. Again, never heard of it. It's just amazing. I mean, I have never run into anyone on each of these trips who has ever heard of the treasure. Now, I don't go around, bothering people. But if I'm having a conversation with someone, at the rental desk or at a hotel, or this like Maggie, who stopped me at a gas station and asked about the car, I naturally tend to say, well, I'm here doing this, and they're like, everyone's always interested. I have yet to find anyone who's just said that's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. So Maggie was very interested too, and Maggie had a couple ideas. She said. She had a lot of good ideas, but the two that stick out are, when I talked about the blaze, she said, well, have you ever heard of a blaze of animals? Kind of like a murder of crows. You call a group of crows a murder. And I thought, a blaze? I do not know what animals are ablaze. And since I was literally on the road to this destination when I met her, I haven't taken the time or had the time really to stop and Google blaze of animals. And I told her about the fact that some people think the Homa brown refers to brown trout or brown bear or brown this or brown that animals. I don't think that's true. The reason I say I don't think that's true is because I don't know. That's such a large expanse. I mean, Homa brown, if it's brown trout, you're talking, brown trout are all over, aren't they? Don't they go... I know they're a cold water fish, aren't they? I think they are. But they go across... Well, we're only in four states. I suppose if you want to use that as kind of a median line across like a certain area north and south in the 4 states, it would be not a bad idea. Never really thought of it like that. But anyway, Maggie had that idea about the blaze of animals, but she couldn't remember which animal it referred to, and I couldn't either. Now, the second thing that Maggie said that I thought was also very good, I had told her, we had quite a long talk, and I told her about Forrest Fenn, and the fact that he was 80. And she really honed in on that. She said, well, then it's not. And she kind of said, did he say how he did it? And I said, yeah, he said he parked his car and he went in, walked in and out 2 times, and he did it all in one afternoon. And she immediately said, so you're dealing with level ground. You're dealing probably with, not much inclines because he's 80. And of course, I'm immediately thinking, oh God, this place I'm at has the worst... It has the worst incline with rocks. I mean, it is incredibly dangerous if you're not being careful. I mean, if you're careful, you can do anything. If you watch your step and you step in the right places and you avoid rolling little rocks and things, you're going to be fine. And going down's not bad. Going up is work. It's real work. Even if you're in really good shape and, you know, pretty young, I think you're going to go, wow. To go up the inclines on that gravel at Vermillion Creek, what are we talking? We're probably talking about a 45 degree, oh, I don't want to screw this up. How does that work? Yeah, about a 45 degree, man, I'd say even more than that. It's a steep angle. But Maggie really honed in on the concept that Forrest Fenn was in an area that was not very rugged, I guess would be the easiest way to put it. But Forrest Fenn has also said it wasn't close to a see, this is the thing. This is what makes this whole thing so... You meet someone like Maggie, and she has good ideas, and you go, you know, I've thought about the fact that he was 80, but I guess I've kind of put a lot of truck, is that a word? I put a lot of truck into the concept that Forrest Fenn's been an outdoorsman all his life. Of course, he was getting over his cancer at the time. So now, you know, this is so typical of what and it's part of why I like doing these videos, because it kind of gets into the mindset of treasure hunting, albeit my mindset. But I think I probably represent a lot of people, because I just have pretty generic thoughts about everything. I mean, I kind of, you know, I'm telling myself it's Forrest Fenn. He's been an outdoorsman all his life. Literally outdoors, sleep under the stars, kind of cowboys kind of guy when his youth and stuff. But he was 80 years old. So the thing that happens is, you know, I'm driving down here now, and I'm kind of almost saying this is stupid from talking to Maggie. Because Maggie's right. Could Forrest Fenn do what I'm doing? I'm 63, so I can tell you 63 now is not what 63 used to be from what I can see. But I'm still not in that great a shape. I'm no 23 or 33 or anything. So I'm trying to think, you know, if I was 80, I don't know. See, who knows what we're like? I don't know. You know, I had a thought. I was thinking again about this Route 170 and how strange it is, to me at least. And I don't, you know, I don't understand how everything works. And so some of you may just go, well, that's not abnormal at all to have a route that's trespassing. But I mean, it looks like a county route that is taken care of by the county. It was paved. I think it was it paved at that point? Or are we still on those kind of clay roads? Well, whatever. It was just like any of the other roads. And so I don't understand, again, why that is trespassing if it's a county road. But I'm not going to keep going off on that, because it may be normal that happens with county roads. I don't know. What I was thinking, though, is, you know, when Fenn says things like, with my treasure bold, would Fenn do something like trespass and completely... I mean, that's not to really mislead us, is it? Has he ever come out and said it's absolutely not, you know, you won't be trespassing if you go onto the land? I just find it interesting that route right above where the home of Brown would have been at the confluence of the Vermillion and Green River, the first route you can take that would take you down there is the one that is trespassing, and then all of them after that you can get into. And I thought maybe he got in there. Maybe he just went down there and that's what he meant by treasure bold. But I don't think he would do that, I guess. So we're into Colorado, just north of. Let's see what this thing says. Says we're about 28 minutes north of where we're going. I just think this country's kind of pretty. The minute you hit Colorado, you lose your cement road, which of course slows you down tremendously because you have to, if you're going to take any kind of care of the car. I had this kind of silly situation happen at that same gas station where I met Maggie. I went in and I got after I talked to her, I went in and I got I'm kind of an aficionado of the convenience store hot dogs. You know, they have sometimes they'll have like bratwurst, cheddar better, just regular hot dog, taquitos, and I find them quite good. I find them very tasty. So yesterday I'm at IHOP and I had a really good breakfast of pancakes and stuff and really got heavily loaded on carbs and of course got lost and spent most of the day in the car. So today I thought, well, today I'll just stop and get hot dogs when I get gas. And it was kind of funny though because, I don't know if people are familiar with these, but they're these hot dogs that are they're like cheeseburgers flavor. And I don't find them optimal. When I find them, man, they are so good. Well, anyway, they had those. They had taquitos. They had corn dogs. They had two types of hot dogs, smoked and regular and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'm the only one in there, and I noticed the lady running the counter is just right at my end of the counter, not far from where I'm getting my, my hot dogs. And I also noticed that she has a little sign above they don't have the squirt jugs, they don't have the squirt bottles where you can just squirt the mustard or ketchup on your hot dog or whatever you get. It's all packets, little packets. And she has a sign above that says 15 cents each for takeout, which I interpret to mean, if you're just going to take them with you to your hotel or whatever, she wants to charge you, which I don't really have a problem with that. I've never really seen anybody have a sign for packets of condiments, but whatever. But I noticed she just seemed to be kind of keeping her eye on me, like when I was, I used 2 of the little mustards and then 1 of the minced onion to put on my my cheeseburger hot dog. And then I got a taquito, and she didn't have any hot sauce, so I couldn't even use that for that. But anyway, and I swear to God, she took her so much time to do the ring up. I swear I got charged for those 3 packets. It came out to almost $5. And I think, and I didn't get the receipt, and I didn't ask for the receipt. But I just had this funny feeling that 45 cents of that bill was for 2 mustard and a minced onion packets. Kind of ridiculous, but they were really good. I will give her that. I should have gotten 2 of the cheeseburger hot dogs and skipped the taquito. The taquito actually was very good, but I don't know. I would have preferred it with something on it. For this, I put on the glasses. Yes, that's all I wanted to talk. Oh, except the beautiful country. Although this right here is. Just letting everyone know that we're still going in the right direction and not lost yet. Just kind of checking out the land here. It's just really cool when you get down near Vermillion Creek. The landscape. A lot of the early cattlemen in this area were rustlers. And they would basically just become legitimate cattlemen because they had cows. And then they would, nothing would stop them once in a while from just going out and, grabbing a few extra cattle and changing the brand. Oh, this is where I was yesterday. There's this one guy here who keeps working on the fences. He's probably going to wonder what I'm always here doing. like he's out here today. Anyway, yeah, it's real pretty country. We're getting close. I like this, see, oh, what do we have here? I think these are antelope. Yeah, antelopes. Looks like antelopes. Is that what those are? Yep. No problems, guys. I'm not staying. There they go. But anyway, I like this mountain up here, this kind of, that juts out, this crag that we go around. I just think it's very cool looking. I don't know why. Well, because it is. It just really sticks out. Must be pretty cool for these animals to just live out here like this, though, and be free. Because it is certainly isolated. That's just cool. Oh, and then there's some funky water down there. Man, I don't know what that is. Like green slime water. Yep. We're about 10 minutes from getting there later. So we're almost there. I'm on Route 169. So, won't be long now till I'm on the creek. And, crows. I've always had an affinity for crows. They're extremely intelligent. Facial recognition of humans and everything they have found out. That's pretty amazing. To think that they can recognize individual people. I mean, to me it's really not amazing. But when science kind of confirms what I've always kind of thought about animals in general,